me a shot. So, I spent the first probably 17 years of my life with the sexual acumen of a kitten. Which is to say, you know, like you play with a kitten, and the kitten's got the instinct to kill, but it doesn't have the tools. You know, I mean, that's a tool, but, you know, moving on. And, you know, it fluffs up, tail wags, it goes, and then goes to attack, but it doesn't really know what to do, so it's more awkward and pathetic. That was pretty much how I spent my first 17 years. I've gotten better since. That said, I spent the first 17 years of my life being of absolutely no threat isn't really the right word, but I know like well, danger isn't really that good either. But I was the friend to so many girls, and when I was 17 years old, I'll cut to the chase. I met a girl like called Mary, let's say, and Mary had black eyes and black hair, and it was like, but it wasn't just hair. It was like black milk pouring at the back of her head. She was exquisitely beautiful, right? And she was wildly popular, and I, as you might be able to infer, wasn't. So she had this kind of higher level prestige to her, and I was this kind of like, you know, hunchbacked goon who, when she finally directed her attention to me, it made me feel very special. And I still remember the shirt she was wearing, which time has since given me perspective on. So when I was 17, I Dig Your Boyfriend was kind of, I don't know, like undermining the political establishment. Really, she was just kind of a hoe. But at the time, I was like, yeah, right? So one thing leads to another. I do what I do, which is I listen and talk and say really sensitive things like, that's awful. And and she kisses me. And this defined the next 6, 7 years of my life. Because I fall deep in love with her. Yeah, don't give me that look. Right. I was a yawn. I see. I find it right. There you go. So I fall deeply in love with this girl, and I spend the next 7 years just trying desperately to get her attention, to get her to love me. And I have girlfriends in between, and she remains the standard of comparison for all of these girls who I date. No woman could ever reach the level that Mary has for me, right? Time goes on. I grow up. I'm 31 years old now, as evidenced by my pain patch on the back of my neck. because I took a bad nap, so now I'm in pain. You know, a lot of fun getting old, guys. So I look so bad naked too. I continue to this woman plagues my relationships, and I attempt to plague hers, but again, kittenishly, and she bats me away with no trouble. And I continue to gauge all of my loves by this love that I felt for her, this consuming and abiding, deep passion, right? And I assume that all loves should be that way. They should be one-directional. Because that's the perfect love, right? You can't get denied. It can't fade. It's one-directional. It's not. You're not in love with them. You're in love at them. And that's not love. That's obsession, right? Because obsession is safe. Obsession doesn't leave. And there comes a point in time in your life when you have to let that shit go, right? And I'm not like crazy. I didn't like send like toenail clippings to her or anything like that. But it was just. But she remained the standard. And as I got older, I fell in love. And I realized that love is not something that someone makes you feel. It's something that you can help someone else feel. It's something that you can build with another person. It's something that you can share, not something that you ferret away and use to find excuses to break up with your girlfriends because they don't live up to this ludicrous standard that you've created. I still know Mary. She's lovely, intelligent, very successful. And we get together and we have drinks sometimes and we talk. And always in between the two of us is this kind of space because we She's lovely, really. I hope she doesn't see this. But that's an awkward conversation. But I've moved well beyond that, and I can look back on it, and I have perspective. And so whatever step I take in the rest of my life, I can look back and I can tell the difference between a love that's returned and a love that you spend spending. Thank you.